on. Sarah and I have been discussing off camera how we feel like we haven't seen each other since we started. I miss you too.
Yes, the co-hostages.
The co-host, like you've been upstairs and the other interviewing.
It's so good, but I miss you.
I miss you. We're like passing each other, going, "Oh, what are you doing? What's going on?" Because last year and all the other years we were together doing this, and I was like, it just feels strange. We feel like disjointed.
I know. It's like we're so professional, but it's like a disconnect.
Yes, like Sarah, he's been up on the third floor in green room number 3 because there's so many.
We're so fancy.
We're fancy now. We're real fancy. Yes, we're not the F fancy. We're the PH fancy.
Because KDHX Community Radio has stepped up so hard to support us.
Oh my God, I've been giving them props all day. Yes. Some of the
come
on, give yes, Katie, yes. Let's snap.
All this,
snap,
right?
claps, meow, whatever you want to do. Throw money.
Yes.
Throw money. Yes. But they've been. Their technicians are here.
Yes, around the clock.
Around the clock. The whole. Yes. We've been invading their space because trans folks were trying to take up space. We've been taking up KDX space since last week sometime, and they've been very cooperative and supportive. So we just give them all the love we have to give.
So helpful.
Yes, it is helpful. And did you hear?
Okay.
We're at.
What? Oh, I haven't heard. I've been
you haven't.
And I can't see the thermometer, although I know everybody can.
The thermometer is right here. The last total I got was, I think, $5,293.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm sure it's gone up by then.
Wow.
So by the time.
3 hours in.
We're 3 hours in, and we're already over $5,000.
Holy moly.
So we got to keep those dollars rolling in, keep them rolling in. And also remember, the ways to donate are listed right here. See, I'm pointing on top of them right here. Right here on ways that you can donate. Because I was pointing over here, and they're like, no, you're pointing the wrong. It's right over here. So we want to please give as much as you can, and we appreciate all those people who have donated.
Yay.
So what else can we talk about? You know what? We have a great event coming up.
Okay.
It's kind of a community collaboration
Thank you.
that we have.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration between Pride St. Louis,
Okay.
MTUG,
That's right.
and St. Louis Black Pride.
That's right.
It is our community holiday dinner.
Which is so important.
Yes, it's very important.
Yeah.
Because we know that people that are intersex, queer, trans, and GNC, sometimes the holidays is a difficult time for us.
That's right.
Because for some various reasons, mostly the reason of not being accepted or tolerated, that we're not welcomed at family holiday dinners. So what we've decided to do is at Thanksgiving and during the holidays, we get together as organizations and a community, and we put on a big community dinner.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's very important that we, for at least a couple days of the year, at holiday time, get together and support our people that don't have families. Just because your blood family is not here doesn't mean you can't spend holidays with your chosen family.
Right.
And I spend days cooking and getting food ready. So that's how I love to spend my holidays.
Well, and how lovely and sweet it is for the organizations you mentioned, the Black Pride and Pride Foundation, Pride and us, modeling that behavior of coming to the table together.
Yes.
And that cross-pollination of loving on each other.
Yes, loving on each other. Because one thing we've learned this year, we can't do it without each other.
That's right.
Yes,
we have to lean in on each other.
We must. We have to lean in, we have to support, we have to be there for one another, because it's time that we start taking care of ourselves.
That's right.
Because long have we waited for other people to do it for us, and we decided that we're going to pull ourselves up our bootstraps, put our big girl panties on, and we're going to go out there and we're going to fight for our rights and get what we just deserve.
That's right.
And we can do it together as a community, and one way we do it is feeding not only bellies but minds and souls.
That's right.
And that's what we do at our holiday dinner, and that's what MTUG does actually throughout the year.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. We help support people. We give people hope. Like I said before, MTUG saves lives.
It's true.
And it makes people discover themselves. Because there's questioning people out there, and people who are not comfortable, they're not sure of their own identities.
Yes.
And it helps them find themselves. I know when I first was diagnosed as being intersex, MTUG was there to help me navigate that. I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
I had seen it and read it, and of course I all got on the Googler and we Googled it up, but I didn't know what that entailed.
Yeah.
So I went to Sarah and I told Sarah, and Sarah was like, well, Queen, we knew that all along, but MTUG helped me navigate that, and it sent me to doctors, it sent me to psychiatrists, and it put me in touch with the resources that I need.
Yeah.
So I'm on a personal level, I'm very grateful to MTUG for being there when I had questions about my own identity.
Yeah.
And working with MTUG, it's given me the chance to see people in the community because we have a lot of broken humans. A lot of broken humans that need support. And MTUG is one of those organizations that are out there to support them. Like I told you, throughout the telethon, you'll be hearing people's personal testimonies. And right now, this is just one of my personal testimonies, how grateful I am for MTUG being there. Because without MTUG, I wouldn't have anywhere to turn to.
Yeah.
So thank you personally, MTUG and Sarah, for being there and helped me. Recently I discovered that I want to transition.
Yep.
Because, that's all part of our life's journey. Mm-hmm. So, and MTUG has been there to help me along the way with that, too.
All that reciprocity, Miss Leon, because you do so much love and work for our organization and supporting specifically FemSpec and just always stepping in and stepping up, and we appreciate you so much.
I didn't mean for this to be love and cry fest. But,
we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we're gonna save that for later.
Later.
Like in the 23rd hour.
Right.
When we really need some money, we'll
in the power of Jerry Lewis.
In the power of Jerry Lewis.
Bring out the crying.
Bring out the crying.
But really, though, this organization is so important and so vital, and it does save lives. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of it and to continue to be a part of it. And we're grateful for everybody who's contributing, because in order for us to continue to grow and engage and love and support folks, we need money. Mm-hmm. This is our largest fundraiser of the year. A quarter of our budget's going to come out of this fundraiser. It's really important, and we just appreciate everyone who's been contributing.
Yes, and I know we say our goal is $24,000 in 24 hours, and we're well on our way to getting there, but please don't stop. We need every dime, because every dime goes to support some kind of program or a human that comes to get help from MTUG, and that's what we need. We need our money to help people in our community, our most marginalized siblings, live their best authentic lives. And you heard that a lot today.
Yep.
Your both best authentic lives. That is you being you and living the best possible life you can. And that's what MTUG does. MTUG does that. That's their goals and value, and that's why I support this organization along with several other organizations, because it's all about engaging, educating, and empowering.
Yes.
That's what we must always need to remember. So I'm going to get off my soapbox.
Right, because now I think it's time to entertain.
Yes, we got a little entertainment coming up.
Who is next?
Next we have Jen. Let's mosey on over here.
Okay, right.
We need some walking music, like RuPaul or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right.
All
Strut song.
Like Chassé Away or something. Hey, Jen, I got your bio right here. But it says, but Jen and I, we see each other all the time, always performing everywhere. So it says, with guitar in hand, Jen Norman paints the soundtrack of her life with music, notes, and open, honest lyrics about her life, love, and loss, and continued healing. Jen has continued to evolve since first stepping on the stage in 2001. Has it been that long? Woo!
Yes.
We've been doing a lot of stuff together since then. Jen has released 2 all-original CDs, Learning as I Go in 2011 and Speak Through Me in 2016. So Jen, tell me what's going on, babe.
I'm playing a lot of shows around town.
Here, you get on Sis, I get on Sis.
I'm playing a lot of shows around town,
Okay.
as always. Recording some new music. I have 2 new songs coming out right around Christmas time. So
Okay.
just going to release them as singles right now, and hopefully more new songs will come soon.
That's awesome. I always enjoy hearing you and listening to you sing, so we won't delay that any further.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
All right.
All right, see you. Let's bring it up for Jen.
Thank you so much. So good to be here again this year. This first song I'm going to do is called Happy. The stars over the clear blue sky are shining down on us tonight. We've done something we've never done. Celebrated something we've won. Too many quiet nights spent alone, not having you to hold. Not enough time to talk about our future we can't live without. It makes me so happy to have you It makes me smile so much when I see you look at me. The way you talk, the way you laugh, the way you run your hand down my back makes me so happy just to have you here with me. Cause you get upset when things don't go right, but all I want is you here tonight. Just one kiss and everything will be okay. You drive me crazy when you look at me that way. Makes me so happy to have you here with me. It makes me smile so much when I see you look at me. The way you talk, the way you laugh, the way you run your hand down my back makes me so happy, makes me so happy. It makes me so happy just to have you here with me. Thank you so much. Okay. This next song is from my latest record, "Speak Through Me," which was released 2 years ago, almost exactly. This is an older song I wrote going through a breakup, and that got pretty ugly, to say the least. And I wrote this song about us forgiving ourselves and letting everything go, and being very careful what you say, because you can't take words back after you say them. It's called Stones. Your thumbs must really have something to say. Your words explode like a hand grenade, and you don't even know. You don't even know. Every time the bell goes off, you're showing me the way, slowly tearing me apart. With every word you say, you don't even know. I don't always show. So throw your stones at me and run away as I gather up pieces of myself that broke away in the last few months. We don't don't always say what we mean anyway. My tongue is on fire with words I wanna scream. I try so hard to keep quiet, but there's no stopping me, and I already know. I already know. But throw your stones back, I'm as bad as you, and we gather up pieces of ourselves that broke into in the last few months. Don't mean what you say, all the bad things you say. Cause I love yous and I'm sorry won't cover up all the bruising and scarring for the last few months. You don't mean what you say. Baby, throw those stones away. Oh, throw those stones away. Throw those stones away. Throw those stones away. Thank you so much. All right. Guess I have time for one more song. This next song is the title track to my latest CD called Speak Through Me. This is my song about being a songwriter and how frustrating it gets when, as songwriters, you can't put a song down on paper and you can't get your thoughts out. So a friend of mine said, well, why don't you write a song about not being able to write a song? So I said, okay, I'll do that. So that's where it started. And this is what it turned into. It's called Speak Through Me. Pick up my guitar, searching for inspiration. Around me there's love everywhere, but I'm feeling frustrated. I can't put my thoughts on paper. Oh, I don't wanna say it just won't come out. Deep down I'm feeling safer, and I wanna scream it out, but I need the words to come and set me see that girl over there? Her pride is covered in shame. She's sitting all alone and scared. I don't even know her name. She sits alone in the back of the crowd, listening to what I have to say. I'm sure she wants to scream it loud. I don't want to see a smile on her face, but I need the words to come and set me free. Oh, I need the words to come and speak through me. Oh, we all have our demons that we fight. We all feel alone sometimes at night. But I was meant for this day. Hope I have something to say. But I need the words to come and set me free. Oh, I need the words to come and speak through me. Oh, speak through me. Oh, speak through me. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Yes. Thank you, Jen Norma, for those wonderful lections. But don't go anywhere, Jen, because she's going to come back after our next segment with some more of her great songs. Right now, I just want to read our sponsors real quick. Tito's Handmade Vodka, Planned Parenthood of St. Louis Region, Haley Moore of Colada P. Massage Studio, Morgan Keenan, Mission Taco, Amy Seslow, Sue Gibson, Starbucks, Alaris Litigation Services, and SLU. So right now, at this moment, I'm going to throw it up to Sayre, and Sayre has an interview with Dr. Chris Lewis. Take it away, Sayre.
Or tap me if you want me to go.
Yeah.
Hello. Are we back on the air?
Yes.
Great. So thanks, Dieta, for shooting back up here. I'm here to interview Jess Jones and Dr. Chris Lewis, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves and let you know a little bit about who they are. Jess.
Hello, I'm Jess Jones. I'm the Education Liaison at the Transgender Center at Washington University School of Medicine, based at the St. Louis Children's Hospital.
And I'm Christopher Lewis. I'm a pediatric endocrinologist and the director of Washington University Transgender Center, as well as our intersex clinic as well.
So the commonality is the Gender Center. So for folks that don't know what that is, will you tell us what the whole Washington University St. Louis Gender Center, is that how it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, will you tell us what it is?
So we opened in August of 2017, mostly for the overwhelming need that we were seeing for transgender health services. It started off pretty small, and we have had exponential growth over the past year, almost and a half, and we're reaching patients as far away as central Arkansas or so, several states. Families driving about 6.5, 7 hours sometimes to come and see us. So we're reaching a very large net. We provide multidisciplinary care that includes hormonal intervention, surgical, education, mental health support, legal and social advocacy. In fact, we just hired Jess to fill another niche that I'll let them fill out about what services they provide.
So, like Chris said, I'm brand new to the team. I've been on about a month now. My advocacy work goes way back. My previous career was in high school teaching, so I have a lot of experience as a queer teacher and also advocating for my queer and trans students. So as GSA advisor and just kind of informally just making sure that they have access to the things that they need to receive an education.
Sure. So how does that role bleed into what you're doing now?
So right now there's several layers to my role at the center. So first and foremost, my priority is our patients. So when patients come into the center and through conversation, they indicate that they're having some difficulties at school, our providers flag that to me and I can go in, I can have a conversation with the student and just check in, see what issues might be happening at school and come up with a plan with the youth and their caregivers on where to go from there. So those issues can range anywhere from bathroom access, which we've been hearing a lot about, teachers intentionally misgendering and dead naming students, just all across the board. And sometimes that anxiety and depression that can come along with being trans or non-binary, that can present as issues in the classroom and school environment as well.
For sure.
So there's things that we can put in place like individual education plans, 504s, that can make sure that students have access to education and all those resources that they need.
And the great thing about Jess's role is that while it starts off with an individual patient that sees us in clinic, it has ripple effects to other students in that community. And so that was some of the needs that we were seeing, is that when patients come and see us, we see a biased group or segment of the trans community, because you probably won't see us if you don't have as much support with your family and parents. So when we have that group that is supportive and they're not getting the support that they need in their academic institution, we are now bringing Jess in to sort of optimize that other aspect of their world so that then they can receive support and affirming environments in more than just outside within the home. And then that can also be carried forward to other kids in their community that may not be receiving support even at home.
What an amazing model. I had not looked at it through that lens. So was that intentional on behalf of WashU? Is that a model that's being duplicated in other cities, or was this coming from the heart and soul of the local folks here?
That was sort of the goal of the trans team, because that's something that we were seeing. And I think it's just a added benefit that we know that if we're able to improve the environment of the school, that's going to help more than just that one patient.
Sure. So how many humans do you have working now with the center?
So directly, we have myself, Jess, adolescent medicine provider Sarah Garwood, general practitioner Sharon Vermont, psychiatrist Andrea Giddinghagen, and then within endocrinology, pediatric endocrinology, we have our nurse practitioner Casey Lofquest, our nurse coordinator Karen Hammond, and then our case manager Jamie Reed, and then now Jess.
How amazing. What growth in a year?
A year and a half.
Right. And that's amazing. How many humans are you seeing on a rotating basis?
So what's our patient population? It is probably somewhere in between 350 to 400 now. We haven't tallied the numbers in the past couple of months to have an exact number. We should have probably done that, but to give you that number. But about 2 months ago, it was between 300 and 350. So it's probably moved up a little bit since then.
Yeah. I'm just so impressed with the model of rippling effects of using the power and privilege of the entity that is Washington University Medicine to spread that. That's just really powerful, and I'm glad that folks are being able to listen and hear and listen and see that that is happening. Dr. Lewis, I'm going to ask you personally, right? Like, Why? Why do you do this work?
Well, I grew up in Southeast Texas, pretty rural area and very conservative. I identify as a gay male, cisgender male myself. So I understand some of the aspects of not existing in an affirming environment. And so there's some of that commonality that I do share, but obviously within the LGBTQIA community, we all experience some of the same discrimination harassments. But transgender health is sort of a or a health disparity within health disparity, and it's very exponential compared to the other aspects of LGBT health. And so when I was going through my residency at WashU, Dr. Garwood actually was able to get me to shadow with Transparent for a couple of their meetings. And at their meetings, they focus on the lack of culturally competent quality of care within the St. Louis community. And knowing at that time that I was going to go into pediatric endocrinology, I said, well, I can sort of try and help that. I had no idea that it would result in us establishing a multidisciplinary transgender center literally the first day after finishing my fellowship, but that's sort of the path that it went down, and that was the spark that ignited it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So Jess, you told me some of your background, teaching and education, and so that's super vital, but why do you do it? Why do you do this work?
So part of it is, my own identity. So as a non-binary person, I know what it feels like to not be accepted.
Yeah.
And some of the hardships that I've had to go through in my life. And then also, it was very early on in my teaching career that I realized just how bad it is for our trans and queer students in schools. We see kids dropping out left and right, being pushed out of schools. We see high rates of suicide attempts, substance abuse, and it's all because they don't have supportive adults. They don't have people that they feel comfortable coming out to. So just seeing those things and being in that environment really drove me further into my advocacy.
Yeah.
And I knew that I had to do something beyond just my classroom, because I could make my classroom a safe environment for those students.
Sure.
But it needed to go beyond that. I wanted to create bigger impact at the district level, at the state level, and be able to do more with that. So
Which is it seems right in tune with WashU, with the vibe, the feeling of you're impacting these humans that come into your office one at a time, and then creating this position. It's just really impressive. And tell me how many similar entities exist in the United States?
There are probably around 40 pediatric focused transgender clinics.
Okay.
Some may be multidisciplinary, some may not be. But if you go to the HRC website and type in pediatric transgender health clinic or something like that, it'll have a map that shows the locations of all the clinics within the mainland United States, at least.
Sure. And then so Midwesty, we're pretty much the beacon if you're getting humans to travel 6 hours to come.
Well, the other thing about that is also wait times. So there are a few clinics in the Midwest, like Kansas City, Chicago, etc. But some clinics have longer wait times. Ours is down to less than a month. Usually, we can fit people in between 2 to 4 weeks, I would say, now. In the past,
which
when
is
we
still
first opened,
staggering, right? But it's
Yeah.
right. But yes, impressive. And I'm sorry. When you first opened.
a few months after we first opened, the wait time skyrocketed about 3 to 4 months. And so we took a lot of initiatives to try and bring that wait time down as quickly as we could. And so, like I said, now it's much less.
Yeah. Wow. So the model, is it being duplicated, or is it sort of unique to each region, how care for trans, non-binary, and I guess we want to hold some space for the intersex clinic, which is separate than the trans center. So let's speak about that first. Tell us what the intersex clinic is through WashU.
So our intersex clinic, or DSD, Differences in Sex Development, was established January of this year. It is a once-a-month clinic, and it caters to the population that has differences in anatomic, hormonal, gonadal, or genetic differences that result in atypical development. And so they're frequently associated with health conditions that need to be monitored and taken care of. And so that's also a multidisciplinary team that involves urology, genetics, psychology, endocrinology, and a few other subspecialties within pediatric health. The team is heavily overlapped,
Okay.
but not completely. So there are people within the DSD or intersex team that aren't in the transgender clinic. But we provide similar resources and outreach initiatives for both of those communities.
Okay. So then back to my question of, is the way that you do medicine for trans young people the way that it's being done nationally, or is there a certain way that you do it in our region that is like special to our region, right?
I mean, I would say every trans clinic tries to take care of the individual and the community at large, but I'm sure there's different nuances and ways of doing things that each clinic does that is specific to their community.
Sure.
I don't know of any other clinic that has an education liaison like we do, so I think that might be a novel feature that or role that we've created.
Yep.
But I know that there are several other roles that we don't have that other institutions may have, such as a research coordinator. That would be nice to one day get.
Yeah.
But there's marked room for improvement and growth even within our clinic still. So we're just trying to make sure that we get the support ongoing for those initiatives.
Yeah. Where do you see, when we sit on this couch a year from now, or where do you see the clinic being, the center being?
I'm going to jump like 5 years from now.
Okay, all right.
So one of our goals as a team is to be a center of excellence,
Okay.
and that is to be taking care of the entire trans community at every age along the spectrum. So for pediatric patients all the way up until adulthood and older age years. So our adult endocrinology colleagues are planning to open their adult transgender clinics this January, so in less than a month. And then ultimately we're going to have a pediatric clinic, an adult clinic, and a transition clinic. So a lot of pediatric health conditions have transition clinics to help patients transition from the pediatric world. Is a lot more hand-holding, a lot more guidance, into the adult world where it's much, much more autonomous and much less hand-holding.
Sure.
And so sort of like with our patients that have diabetes, there's that model of making gradual transitions into the adult world. Same thing for our transgender clinic, is to have those sort of 3 clinics and bring as many subspecialty departments and divisions and providers into those clinics so that people can get all the services that they need in one general area.
Wow. So the real wraparound services.
That's the goal.
Yeah. And with full backing and support from WashU, I mean, they're
Thus
in
far.
it. Yeah.
Next month, gynecology will be officially joining our pediatric team
Wow.
with Dr. Colleen McNicholas.
Yes, all right, Dr. Colleen. Yes, that's amazing. Right on. Well, how exciting. So, Jess, what does it feel like to be paid to do this kind of advocacy work, right? Like, being part of a liberation movement, because we are all doing the work, but to have it be valued in that way, like, what's that? How does that feel? Like,
It feels amazing.
yeah.
Because, working in schools, there's a lot of headbutting that goes on because you're an employee of the school, but a lot of times you're having to push back against your employer,
Yeah.
sometimes your direct supervisor, and it can get messy.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of hard times during that. So now it feels like I can do the work that I really want and need to do
Sure.
with support of a team behind me and the resources that I need. And
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for it because I realize that a lot of us don't ever get the chance to do our advocacy work and
Real.
get paid for it.
Oh, it's so amazing, right?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
So do you have a wish as a non-binary human for some space in the, like, what do you see that, how do you see that being for non-binary folks to be in the clinic and in the space? If you have a
from
wish.
everything that I've seen so far, it's been amazing.
Yep.
All of our non-binary folks seem very comfortable, and I really appreciate the care that they're getting.
Yeah.
You know, in some ways I feel kind of jealous. Like, I wish I had that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, growing up as a youth and figuring these things out at, you know,
Yeah.
a lot younger ages. So I think my vision too is to create a lot of policy changes, both at the district and state level, that make room for these things for our students. Because right now what we're seeing is a lot of reaction instead of proactive policy.
Sure.
So we kind of wait until a situation comes up, and then it's like, oh, what do we do now?
Right.
We haven't given this any forethought. So what I really want to see for non-binary and trans folks in general is to have our schools really think about this before they're thrown into those situations.
Yeah, because we're here and we're there and we're coming if we're not yet, or we
Yeah.
haven't declared that space to be safe enough to speak the words or to engage. So, so we've got the 2-minute warning here. So, yeah, what else? What else do you want to say to folks that don't maybe know about it, or encourage folks to get their small humans seen to, or I guess soon to be their own selves as adults? But what do you?
Well, I would say the biggest thing that we can do to continue to promote health education and optimize the health outcomes of not just trans youth, but any youth that feels discriminated or harassed against, is that we know that the support, not just from the family, but from their community, is really what mitigates those health disparities. If you look at just the factor of suicidality, we know that trans youth have about a 40% rate of having committed suicide at least one time in their lifetime. And studies have shown that that variable by itself approaches that of the general population with just the factor of familial and community support. So that highlights again why Jess's role is so crucial and important, is to extend that safety net, that area in which that person is going to be receiving that affirming environment, to help them become the most optimal person that they can be in the future. And so when you continue to promote an affirming environment and telling your loved ones, your family, your friends, your coworkers, people at your church or synagogue or school, to continue to show support, whether you understand the concept or not, that is more important than anything I can do as an endocrinologist, is really just showing the support for that individual wherever they fall on the spectrum.
Right on. Well, that's a great way to wrap it up. We have each year, well, this is our second year, we engage a local trans or non-binary artist to do a print for us, and so these are for each of you to take.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
These are amazing.
It says your support in our liberation is vital, and it's true. The space that both of you take up, and organizationally the space that your organization takes up, is absolutely vital to our liberation and to our movement. I'm grateful to be on this side of history with both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sayer.
Thanks. All right, I guess we're going back to Miss Leon. Are you ready?
Yes, we're ready. All right, hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Lewis and Jess Jones, for that wonderful interview talking about the St. Louis Transgender Center, and I'm pleased to hear that they're opening an intersex center as well. So, back for some more entertainment, we have the wonderful Jen Norman, so I'm going to throw it back to you, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. This one is called Letting Go. The fire burned me out till ashes all that's left, but I still try and try to give you my best. But I know you deserve so much better. Waves crashed over me, nearly took my life, but I'm still hanging on, keeping up the fight, 'cause I know you deserve so much better. So I'm letting go of who I thought I was gonna be, letting go. It's time to let myself be free, letting go. I don't need to blame this all on me, letting go. Just means I'm letting myself be happy. The angry words still flow through my memory, but I won't let them take anything from me, 'cause I know I deserve so much better. Bitterness will kill any life that's meant to be, so off the hook I go. It won't get the best of me, 'cause I know I deserve so much better. So I'm letting go of who I thought I was gonna be, letting go. It's time to let myself be free, letting go. I don't need to blame this all on me, letting go. Just means I'm letting myself be happy. I'm letting go of who I thought I was gonna be, letting go. It's time to let myself be free, letting go. I don't need to blame this all on me, letting go. Just means I'm letting myself be happy. Fire burned me out till ashes all that's left, but I still try to give you my best, 'cause I know you deserve so much better. Thank you. All right. This next song is from my 2011 full-length CD called Learning As I Go. This song is called Taken by Surprise. Gonna dump you on your ass someday. I know that's what they say. They don't realize that you took me by complete surprise. I'm gonna leave you when you need me most. I know that's what she hopes. She don't realize that you took me by complete surprise. Taken by surprise. They were green, they were bright, and I saw you look at me. couldn't help but look back, and in those eyes I found what he always lacked. Taken by surprise by the light in your eyes. Thought I was gonna marry him, but now I'm glad the lights went dim. That's when I realized it was you I wanted all the time. No, I said to take things slow, but my love continues to grow. Now I see that I can get your sweet smile off my mind. Taken by surprise by the light in your eyes. They were green, warm, and they were bright. And I saw you look at me. I couldn't help but look back. In those eyes I found what he always lacked. Taken by surprise by the light in your eyes. But look back, in those eyes I found what he always lacked. Taken by surprise by the light in your eyes. Taken by surprise by the light in your eyes. Taken by surprise by the light in your eyes. Thank you so much. All right, so once again, it's so good to be here again. I want to do one more song for y'all before I go. So a couple of years ago, I got the opportunity to write a song for my parents. They had been together at the time 50 years, and we were celebrating for them and doing a big party. And I had written a song for my dad a few years before that. So, of course, I had to write a song that included my mom. So it was up until the day before the event, and I had 7-8 months notice, and I was finally finishing lyrics basically on the day of the event. So, but I'm happy with the way it turned out, and they loved it, and it's called Unconditional. She was just a young girl, he was 16. She knocked him off of his feet. They both came from a small world, a country boy and a small town girl. Blonde hair blowing in the wind, pretty smile and pretty blue eyes. Young as he was, he knew her right then. He wanted her to be his wife, and it's unconditional the way he loves her so. And I heard him say it every day. It's funny how time flies when you have true love by your side. And raising 6 kids skids along the way. So 50 years ago, they're saying I do. Wish I could see it, wish I could see you, my dad. Well, he's a handsome man standing next to you in the preacher's living room, holding hands, making promises to love until the day they die. So here she is, all pretty and white. The preacher says, son, kiss your bride, and it's unconditional the way she loves him so. And I heard her say it every day. Funny how time flies when you have true love by your side, and raising 6 kids along the way. They're both simple, they don't need much, just a little unconditional love. And if you ask them both, they'd say they would do it all again today. So welcome in, she's singing, she's cooking, and he's smiling. A house full of kids, they're laughing, they're playing, and some sleeping. The love we share will live forever on, even after they're gone. Every day they're so blessed, all because she said yes. And it's unconditional the way they love each other so. And I heard them say it every day, and I have never forgotten all the lessons they taught, and they left the greatest gift along the way. 50 years ago, they're saying I do. Wish I could see it, wish I could see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen, for those wonderful selections. Let's give it up one more time for Jen Norman. So one of our great entertainers in St. Louis. Give it up for Jen. Yay! Woo, 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 woo. Well, I'm back. And, of course, I'm going to tell you, let's see if we can put our big thermometer up here. And we are at a total of $5,518. That's $5,518. Yes! And our first 3 hours of the telethon, we've raised that. Thank you so much. Let me name a few of our recent donors. We have $50 from Ellen F. Thank you, Ellen. $150 from Carrie and Susie. Thank you, you two. I think I know who you are. We appreciate you so much. $5 from Charlie B. and $15 for Gwendolyn M. Let's give it up for our recent donations and donors. Yes, like I said, every dollar amount helps, from $1 to $1,000 to $5,000. Whatever you want to donate, that is what we need. And like I said, it goes to help us do some of the things that we do here at MTUG, which is, like I said, we have $5. Somebody donated $5, and that is a round-trip bus pass to support group. $30 will purchase 10 two-hour transfer passes to hand out to participants. $40 will purchase a binder for a trans-masculine human. $50 pays for 1 month of Wi-Fi at our participants and our guests enjoys at our headquarters. $78 monthly pays a life-affirming bus pass. $100 a month provides a pizza party for one of our support groups, and MTUG has 7 support groups. So if however you fall on the spectrum, we have a support group just for you. So go to our website and look and read all our support group descriptions, and on that in the description you will find yourself or someone that you are associated with, and we please ask you to support. All our support groups are peer-led, so therefore there's no therapist there, but we're peer-led. I happen to be a facilitator for support group, I do film spec, and also starting in January, I start back up our intersex support group. So we just do a lot of things to help provide support for our most marginalized humans. So remember, if you give $100, that provides a pizza party for one of our wonderful support groups that I just talked about. And $130 pays for a scholarship for a trans expansive human to get their name changed. And getting your name changed is a very important step in becoming your true authentic self and living your true authentic life. So please, like I said, the ways you can donate and contribute are right here in this little box right here that I'm pointing to. That's how you can donate and contribute, and we really appreciate, like I said, every dollar amount we have. And through those people that donated, right now we stand at $5,518. So, like I was talking about support groups, we have support groups, and we touch about 150 humans each month with our support groups. We have some very well-attended social gatherings, dances, house parties, and of course, our annual art show. And like I said, all these things we do here at MTUG, they take money. And the money that we raise for the telethon, remember our goal is $24,000 in 24 hours. And all that money that we raise goes to help some of the programs and some of the activities and events that I talked about. And let's talk about what we did with last year's money. So the money we raised at last year's telethon, it went to our name change support. We had 40 name changes at $130. That's $5,200 of that money, of that $12,000 that we raised last year, went to name changes. Bus passes, that was about $1,800. Unhoused support, we have so many unhoused LGBTQIA and queer people that I can't even tell you how many we have, because myself and Sarah and other organizations around town in our community, we get calls on a daily basis about people that need housing because they've been kicked out, because they've come out to their parents and they've come out at school and they just don't have anywhere to go. They've been kicked out of their families just own them, and we at MTUG and other organizations help those people find emergency housing or give them a place to stay. We call our friends, and I have a couple of friends that house people on a last minute notice, but this money goes to support our unhoused siblings. We have leadership development. We all, as leaders in the community, we have to go and get continued education on how to stay and maintain the great leadership that we have. And that was about $3,000 between conventions, workshops, and seminars that we went to. And of course, supplies and the upkeep of the headquarters was about $1,200. But some of the main improvements and repairs that were at the headquarters, and in 2018, it took $4,500 for the paint, the curtains, supplies, permits for construction, because we all saw on Facebook that we had to have a water line installed, and we had a new bathroom built for our disabled humans to come visit, and we had to fix our kitchen, so that was $9,500. That's a big chunk of that money that we raised last year went to just upkeep and bring up to code our house that a wonderful couple in our community donated. So that's what a large chunk of that money went to. So what we need to do in 2019, and that's why your dollars are so important, is that there are things at our headquarters like a tuck pointing. We need a new roof. We need a new roof on the house, on the garage. We need to get a new outside door for the garage. We need a new front door for our headquarters. So that's where some of this money that we're going to be used, that we're going to raise. So please, everyone, give as much as you can, because we, from the bottom of our heart, I appreciate it, because some of the money that you give help me as a trans woman, help me through other programs and some of the support groups that I go to. So please give as much as you can. And right now, before we continue, I got to go back. I got to give thanks and love up on to KDHX here for allowing us to take over the facility. Not only did we take over the main stage, we took up over all 3 floors of this wonderful establishment. We want to thank Tito's Homemade Vodka, Planned Parenthood of the St. Louis region. We want to thank Haley Moore of Calliope Massage Studios. We want to thank Mission Taco, Amy Sislow, Sue Gibson, Starbucks for the wonderful coffee they gave us this morning, and Alaris Litigation Services, and SLU. So let's give a round of applause for all our wonderful, wonderful sponsors that we have. Because without them, some of this telethon would not happen. So unfortunately, I've come to the end of my first 4 hours of hosting. I know everybody go, aww. I know y'all are sad. I know. But don't worry, I'll be back a little later, about 7, for another 4-hour stint of hosting. So I'm just going to take a little break and freshen up and get some rest, because I'll be doing later this evening, and then I have the late night shift. I love the I love the nightlight. I like to boogie. Yeah. Yeah, some of y'all are probably not old enough to remember the words from that song, but that's one of my good disco songs from the disco era. So right now, I'm going to turn the book over to our next set of hosts. We're giving it up for Sayer and for Kristen Goodman. Come on up, y'all. Yes. Hey. So I'm going to turn it over to you all. Shift change.
Shift change.
Bye.
Thank you, Dieta Pepsi, a.k.a. Miss Leon, a.k.a. Leon Braxton, Jr. So many names. You've been doing a killer job on hosting so far. Thank you so much. Can you believe how fast the time is flying already?
It's so much fun. It's fun, exhausting fun, yes.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Kristen Goodman. I'm one of the volunteers helping to produce this event, and I'm just thrilled to be here.
One of the volunteers, Kristen Goodman says. Without Kristen Goodman, this would not be happening. This human being is amazing. So I'm not even going to say the producer, Kristen Goodman. Please, y'all, give it out for Kristen Goodman.
Thank you, but this is a huge team effort, And, yeah. Okay. So we're going to share this mic.
Okay. I love that. Is there another mic that we could have?
We're just rolling with the technical difficulties here. I really do have to give a huge shout out to the tech team, though. I mean, Larissa and Aaron and Jamie and Janie and Mira and Melanie and the names just continue on and on. These people are rocking it. They're just we couldn't do it without all of these hands.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that mic working better now?
Okay.
We're gonna know in a second.
Can you hear us now? Separate?
Well, anyway, I am really grateful to all the entertainment that has come out and donated their time as well. A lot of these musicians and artists are friends of mine who I have just asked to do personal favors, and of course they want to support this effort and they want to support this community. So,
really appreciate the love and support. It's amazing. It is a volunteer effort to make this happen. We're just so grateful. It's real though, y'all. People come up to me all the time and say that MTUG saved their life. And I don't give time to really think about what that means. But what that can mean is that there is a beacon available for trans and non-binary and intersex folks in this region to find each other. And in this city, in this state, in this country, systems are not built for us. They are built against us. And to be able to find your people is so valuable, and I am so grateful that I have been able to be a part of this organization, and I'm just grateful for all the loving. It feels so good. Yep. So, what are we doing now, Kristen?
well, we have some exciting things planned for this hour. We're going to touch base with one of our amazing local artists and founding board member of MTUG, Alex John Meyer. We're going to be touching base with him about a lovely piece that he's painting for the Telethon.
Yes.
And then we are also going to have some lovely live music from Julie Lynch and Anthony. They're going to be doing some acoustic tunes for us.
Awesome.
So do you want to go and touch base with Alex here in a little bit to kind of
Alex, I'd love
intro
for
that
Alex
area?
Introduce the area, and then I think we're going to stand over here and do a little
great.
bit of foolishness with some talking.
All right,
So
well,
here
I'll let
it
you and
comes.
Alex take it away.
Sweet, thanks, Kristen.
I'll see you in a minute.
All right. So we're going to share this. Is this mic that I have on working now? Great. So then you can hold that one, and I can hold
It's
this
all
one.
mine.
No good. So let's share some space.
Okay, hi friend.
Hi, like we did how many years ago? Almost 6.
I was gonna say it's 5.5 solid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alex Jan Meyer, and I'm the other co-founder.
Yay.
And then we have lovely Ray Larson, who is
Yep.
in California, I
No,
believe.
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's news.
Oh no, I think Florida. Yes, he's in Florida.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's Florida. It's Florida.
Although he may not want us to disclose that, but he's not here. But we love Ray, and thank you, Ray, for your
Yeah.
space and all of this,
Yeah.
for sure.
So where do you want to start?
Well, why did we do this? Why did we start?
You want me to talk or you want
You say from
Okay.
your vantage, because I think we all have a little bit of a nuance to why, because I think it's personal as well as political, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's see. We showed up at Pride 2013, and we had our sweet little banner. We had our sweet little handwritten sign. We had our trans flag, and the people at the parade did not know who we were, did not think we looked like transgender men. They thought we looked like cis women. And they said, the trans flag, what's that? And we were like, well, this is the trans flag. And so we were slightly, not insulted, but it riled us. It gave us passion. It got our feathers all out of whack. And we said, oh, my Lord. So me and Sayer and Ray, we were kerfuffled.
Yes.
And so we banded together on the Facebook, and we we talked, and we came up with the words metro to mean all of St. Louis and the surrounding area, trans, umbrella. Now I'm going to let you talk about the umbrella part, because that's the beautiful part of it, and it's what became our logo and our symbol.
Well, yeah, because, in this liberation movement, trans is sort of like the default term, right? Trans expansive is something that I prefer to say, but really there's the binary. You've got your cis male and your cis female, and then all this space in between can be trans if you so declare it to be. Non-binary, genderqueer, gender fluid, intersex, all part of ways that we do and be and engage gender. And so we thought an umbrella would be sweet.
Anyone who falls under that umbrella.
Come on aboard
Yeah.
and take up some space, because again, systems in our city, in the state, in the country, on the planet are created for these two peoples at the end of the binaries, and the rest of us have to make our own way.
Yeah.
And so getting together is what you did.
So that's how we came up with the name, was Metro Trans Umbrella Group, and it only made sense that we had the logo or symbol of our group be the umbrella. And so in my my job, I'm an artist, which you'll see and hear in a little bit. And so I drew that first representation of our trans umbrella, and then we made a Facebook page, and then it all just took off running, and it's been 5 years. But I would say, honestly, for me, it was that first LGBT art show that really showed me personally how powerful we are in numbers and the beauty of all of our members together in one space. We had trans and non-binary artists and performers, and it was a big party, but yes, it was also very powerful and moving.
It was the first time that I had been in a space where the majority or doggone near of folks were trans or non-binary, and it felt so good. Like there was a couple hundred of us taking up space.
It was a good 200 or 300 people.
Yeah, and it felt really amazing, and it felt like a fusion of creativity and politics and taking up space and a party.
Yeah.
And it was lovely.
Yeah. But now it's been a long 5 years, and we started out as a very trans-masculine run organization, obviously, since the first three founders were trans-masculine. But now we've got trans-feminine and non-binary and intersex, and we have all the people of all the identities, and it's amazing. Whoa, I almost fell over. Hi.
We're certainly trying to be more intentional about reaching more folks, right?
Yeah.
And we're not perfect. There's still always going to be growing edges and growing spaces, and we are doing our best to create that beacon so that most folks who want to engage in community can find us and can do that. And I think that having a house, which is a whole nother level and layer of being able to engage, has really created a beacon, because we actually have a place. We don't have to borrow places, which is great. Like, it's really lovely and sweet that churches and Pride St. Louis and places gave us
We
their...
wouldn't be here if we hadn't been able to borrow space.
Absolutely. But how satisfying it is to have a home.
Yes.
Incredibly
absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah.
Which is part of why we're here,
Yep.
raising money
Yep.
to continue to pay for the house,
Yep.
right?
And I'm doing a painting. My live painting demo today is of our house.
Which is such a lovely segue.
Yeah. Let's
Right.
go on over there.
Yay.
Okay. Oh. I didn't know. Okay. I didn't know.
Okay.
How is that? Can you hear me? No? Is it picking me up? Yeah. Okay, great. How is the mic in front of the painting, though? It's in front of the painting. Okay. 1 second. I'll help you fix it. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alex Johnmeyer, and I'm the Special Events Director for MTUG. How's that? Is it still in front of the painting? Uh-huh.
Go ahead. It's picking it up enough. Okay.
Like,
Just keep talking.
okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yeah, you're live. Okay, great. You can hear me. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alex Johnmeyer, and I'm a co-founder and the Special Events Director for MTUG. But my job is I am a professional artist. I've been doing this professionally for about 11 years now. So whenever we were talking this year, Sarah and I, about what we were going to have me paint during my live demo. We thought it was apropos for me to paint our house that we were gifted after the telethon last year. So this is a watercolor that I'll be working on, but I also wanted to bring in an example of some of my other work. So this painting I've only been working on for like 4 days. This painting I worked on for 3 months. Just to give you an example of my normal work, I like creating highly detailed pieces. And so this is a bit of a departure for me. I thought it would be fun to do something a bit more loose and, something I could give back to the MTUG house. So as I mentioned, this is a watercolor, but before I start working in watercolor, I'll actually put down an ink wash. So I'm going to be using talking to you about a lot of products. This is not an official endorsement of any art store, but I do feel it's important for you to know what products I'm using. So I put down an ink wash. This is called Higgins Black Magic. It comes in a liquid form, but it also comes in a pen. What? It changed my life a year ago when Higgins came out with this pen right here, because it's just a marker. It's just a marker. You just use it like a marker. It changed my life. So after you put down the Higgins, then I come back in with the watercolor. And so I thought it would be fun if, because this is the MTUG Telethon, if I painted the trans flag that is hanging in our headquarters window. So let's get started. I prefer to use very highly saturated watercolors. Because, then you can add more water as you go, and the water can get more pastel. It's harder to add saturation. You can't make something darker. You can't make something brighter. So let's get started. On the MTUG house, we've got these lovely shingles in this fantastic pattern. So we're going to recreate that now.